Okay, imagine this. You're a doctor on a crazy busy ward. A patient who you thought was totally stable suddenly just takes a nosedive. They're confused, they're sick, and you know the clock is ticking fast. So what do you do? Well, today we're jumping right into the exact high-stakes moment to see how doctors really solve these medical puzzles in real time. Let's get into it.
And it all kicks off with a phone call. Nurse Katie, she's worried about Mr. Riazel Linden, a 76-year-old man. Now, he came in for a simple fall, but suddenly he's acutely confused. This right here, this is the trigger. For the junior doctor, Leah, this one sentence is what launches a full-blown urgent investigation.
So when you're faced with that kind of chaos, with alarms beeping and a patient getting worse by the second, where do you even start? Well, it's not a guess. Not at all. There is a deeply ingrained, systematic playbook that every doctor uses, and it's designed to find the deadliest problems first and fix them right now. It's all about bringing structure to the chaos. And that playbook? It's called the Abcde assessment. This is the universal framework that medical pros use everywhere, from a local clinic to a massive emergency room. Think of it as a top-to-toe check, but one that's done in a very, very specific order of priority. It breaks down like this. A is for airway, B is for breathing, C for circulation, D for disability, and E for exposure. But here's the absolute genius of it. It's all about the order. You have to fix any problem you find with A before you are even allowed to think about B. It's that strict hierarchy that literally saves lives.
So, step 1, A for airway. It can be surprisingly simple. The doctor just asks Mr. Linden his name. He answers. The fact that he can speak means air is moving in and out of his lungs without any obstruction. His airway is patent, it's clear. A is good to go, so the doctor can confidently and quickly move on. All right, with the airway checked off, the doctor immediately moves to B, breathing. And this is where the first really alarming clues start to pop up.
And here's the first huge red flag. Mr. Linden is breathing 29 times a minute. Now, to put that in perspective, a healthy adult just resting is breathing maybe 12, 16 times a minute. This super rapid, shallow breathing, it's a classic sign that the body is absolutely struggling, just desperately fighting to get enough oxygen. And this number right here tells you exactly why. His oxygen level is only 87%. Let me be clear, anything below 90 is a full-on medical emergency. So the doctor doesn't hesitate, she immediately puts him on high-flow oxygen. And look at that. The number climbs to a much safer 94%. A critical problem found, a critical fix applied, all in just a few minutes. But the doctor keeps digging into B. She listens to his chest and hears crackles. That's a sound that tells you there's fluid where there shouldn't be, down in the lungs. A chest x-ray confirms it, showing this hazy patch that just screams pneumonia. And finally, a blood gas test confirms he's in respiratory failure, and his blood is actually becoming acidic. The source of this whole mess is getting clearer. It's a really bad chest infection. Okay, his breathing is now stabilized with oxygen, so the focus shifts immediately to C, circulation. The question now is, how well is his heart pumping? Is that oxygenated blood actually getting to all his vital organs? This is where we start looking for signs of shock. And wow, the data just lays it all out. A heart rate of 140, that's flying. A blood pressure of 89/63, that's dangerously low. And a fever. His heart is basically working in absolute overdrive, trying to make up for a circulatory system that's starting to fail. This is the textbook definition of septic shock.
So the response has to be just as fast. IV fluids are started immediately to try and get that blood pressure up. Blood is drawn for a whole host of tests, including these really important blood cultures, which will help us identify the exact bug causing this infection. And an ECG gets done to make sure his heart rhythm is okay under all this stress. It's investigation and treatment, all happening at the same time.
Okay, so the doctor has now collected all these alarming clues from her A, B, and C assessment. Now it's time to put all the pieces of the puzzle together and finally solve this medical mystery. Let's just quickly review the case file. We've got the sudden confusion, the crazy high breathing rate, low oxygen, a racing heart, low blood pressure, a fever, and clear signs of pneumonia on his x-ray. When you lay it all out like this, all these signs of a severe infection causing the body's organs to fail, they all point to one single, life-threatening diagnosis: sepsis. And it's really important to understand this. Sepsis isn't the infection itself. It's the body's overwhelming, extreme, and life-threatening response to that infection.
Basically, the immune system goes haywire. Instead of just fighting the germs, it starts to attack the body's own tissues and organs. The mystery is solved. It's sepsis, likely from that chest infection. But just putting a name on it isn't the end. Far from it. It's the beginning of the next critical phase. A diagnosis of sepsis triggers an immediate time-critical treatment plan called the Sepsis 6. And when I say time-critical, I mean it. Every single hour you delay treatment, the risk of death goes up significantly. And this is it, the Sepsis 6. It's a bundle of 6 tasks that have to be started within 1 hour. Give oxygen, take blood cultures, give powerful antibiotics, push IV fluids, and then measure lactate and urine output to see how the body's responding. And what's so incredible here is that because of that systematic ABCDE assessment, the doctor has already started half of these things. It's a perfect fusion of diagnosis and treatment, working hand in hand. But the job still isn't done. There's one final, absolutely critical piece of this puzzle, and that is communication. The junior doctor now needs to get a senior colleague involved, and she has to explain this incredibly complex and deteriorating situation quickly, clearly, and without missing a single detail.
And for that, you guessed it, there's another system. SBR. S for situation. I have a 76-year-old male, I'm worried he's septic. B for background, key history, admitted for a fall. A for assessment. Here are all the abnormal findings, hypoxia, tachycardia, the lot. And R for recommendation, I've started the Sepsis 6 and he needs you to review him urgently. It is such a beautifully simple and effective way to make sure nothing gets missed when a life is hanging in the balance.
So when you look at the whole case of Mr. Linden, what it really teaches us is that in the middle of a crisis, what might be even more important than just a calm mind is a clear system. Frameworks like ABCDE and SBAR, they don't just manage chaos, they turn it into a solvable problem. It's such a powerful idea, and it kind of leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What other chaotic parts of our own lives could be completely transformed just by having a clear system to follow?